Something really upsetting happened to me recently, and I'm still struggling to process it all. I've been married to my husband for 14 years now, and we have 3 wonderful kids together. Throughout our marriage, I always thought he was a great husband and a good partner. We've had our ups and downs like any couple, but I never doubted his love for me. That is, until a few days ago when everything I believed about our relationship was turned upside down. We were sitting on the couch, just relaxing and watching a video together. It was one of those rare, peaceful moments when the kids were all occupied, and we could enjoy some adult time. In the video, they started talking about a song by Katy Perry called The One That Got Away. The person in the video mentioned how it's a popular song that people often listen to when they're feeling sad about a breakup or lost love. Without thinking, my husband casually said that he used to listen to that song a lot when he thought about his ex-girlfriend. He even laughed a little, but then I saw his face change. He looked like he instantly regretted saying it out loud. The thing is, I knew exactly when that song came out. It was released when we were already together, already building our life as a couple. His last serious relationship had ended 2 years before he even met me. If he had said he listened to it before we were together, I wouldn't have been upset at all. I mean, I used to listen to sad breakup songs after my own past relationships ended too. It's a normal thing to do. But my husband didn't think about the timeline, and I couldn't help but focus on it. We ended up having a small argument about it. I kept pressing him for more information, feeling like there was something he wasn't telling me. Finally, after some back and forth, he admitted something that shook me to my core. He told me that when we first started dating, he was still in love with his ex-girlfriend. Even more shocking, he said that even after we got married, he still had strong feelings for her. He confessed that he had seen her as the true love of his life. But when they broke up, he felt pressured to move on quickly and find someone new. That someone, as it turns out, was me. It's hard to put into words exactly how I felt in that moment. Have you ever watched a TV show where you see events unfold from one character's perspective and everything seems wonderful and perfect? And then suddenly, the same events are shown from another character's point of view, and it's all dark and sad? That's the closest I can come to describing how I felt. From the very beginning, I was head over heels in love with him. Everything in our relationship seemed to move quickly, but in my mind, it was because we were so madly in love with each other. But now I realize that wasn't the case at all. He was just using me as a way to try to forget her. When this truth hit me, I broke down crying. I felt so stupid and naive. He immediately started apologizing over and over. He told me that after we had been married for a while, he did start to truly love me. He swore that now, I'm the real love of his life, and he feels like a complete idiot for his past feelings. He kept repeating that he knows I'm the only one for him now, but I just couldn't bear to hear it. He promised me that he hasn't had any romantic feelings for his ex in years, but now I don't know if I can believe anything he says. Part of me wonders if I'm overreacting to all of this. Am I making too big a deal out of something that happened in the past? But then I remember how much it hurts to know that it took him years to actually fall in love with me. I feel like he used me as a kind of emotional rehab to get over someone else. All this time, I thought I was living a great love story, when in reality, I was just a fool in love while he was still hung up on his ex. The past few nights, we've been sleeping in separate beds. We can't afford to go to couples therapy. Money is already tight. I go to my own individual therapy sessions, which I pay for out of my personal savings, but adding another regular expense for couples counseling would be too much for our budget right now. I'm just so hurt and confused. Every time I look at him now, my mind starts racing. I can't stop thinking about him thinking of her when we were together, when we got married, when we were intimate. I keep replaying all our past moments in my head, but now they're tainted by the knowledge that he was secretly pining for someone else. He says he learned to love me over time, but why was it so hard for him to love me in the first place? Were all those times he told me he loved me just lies? Empty words, he said, because he thought that's what he was supposed to say. It's been really difficult for me to talk to him without getting upset. I'm trying my best not to show my kids how sad and angry I am. They don't need to be burdened with adult problems, and I don't want this situation to affect them negatively. But it's hard to pretend everything is okay when I feel like my world is falling apart. I find myself with a lot of free time when my kids are asleep, and I can't seem to fall asleep myself. My mind just keeps going over and over everything, analyzing every memory, every moment. I know that maybe someone will read this and think I'm being overly dramatic or making a mountain out of a molehill. But discovering that the foundation of your marriage, what you thought was a beautiful love story, was actually built on someone else's lingering memory, it's truly devastating. I don't know where we go from here. Can I ever trust him again? Can our marriage survive this revelation? How do I move past the feeling of being second best, of being the consolation prize? These are the questions that keep me up at night, and I'm not sure I'll ever find satisfactory answers.